back to another episode of the Our Life
Style
podcast. It's your host, Key and Sky. We're in Chicago for Exotica. You know, so if we're in Chicago and it's Exotica, you know we have somebody. And this is one that we've been waiting on.
Yes.
We've even had her in the background while we potted with somebody else
Last year.
Midwest Baddie, Michelle Rayne, Michelle Vance, all of the above. All of the
We're
above.
going to need some explanation on this as well.
We need answers on that. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to come out and hang with us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to dive into because we've been following you for a minute.
Yeah.
We see how all your posts and shit. Yeah. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. Who are you? Why are you so popular?
Well, my name is Michelle Rayne. I also go by Midwest Baddie. I'm from Wisconsin. So
Scotty.
Wisconsin. Yeah. I don't know. So like I kind of have a couple different niches. One very dominating. So dom. And then I also have like that Midwest like fun personality.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Michelle Rayne, Goddess Rayne, that is my dommy personality, and then the Midwest Baddie, that is my Midwest personality coming out. I like to mix the two of them just because it's like, you know, you don't really see that a lot. You know, you have people that have, you know, one specific niche. But I like both. Like I like being able to bring like all my personality out in my content. So that's why you kind of see a lot of different personalities.
So that's what all the names are for?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, school me. Hold on. Midwest Baddie is which one?
She just said.
I'm sorry.
That one's just the Midwest one.
Okay, that's just the Midwest one. That's just the sexy, you know. Okay.
Housewife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rain.
That's like I'm gonna whip the shit out of you. Fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Van.
That's just like the last name that I go by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was telling him that before you came, I'm like, she's got like this like the angel and the devil side. I'm like, you don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, sometimes she's like in whips and chains, and then sometimes she looks like a little like schoolgirl. Like
So when we met you, I met the schoolgirl.
Yes.
Right. So and it was in person with the schoolgirl. So then when I saw you on Twitter, I was like, who is this?
So is this Dom thing newer for you?
No. So that's actually like that's how I started out. So I started out.
I didn't know.
So like in 2017 is when OnlyFans like really started. So like for me, I started doming and all that stuff in like 2013. But when I found that I could do like FinDom, which is financial dominatrix, and then like FemDom, I started doing like in-person sessions and stuff like that. And so I would put that on OnlyFans.
Okay.
So in order to like make some extra money, you know, OnlyFans was just coming about. So no one really knew about it unless they were on Twitter. And back then, you know, FinDom was like really big. So, you know, like draining guys' wallets and, you know, having them buy you coffee and...
You got that. You got somebody who at least buys
I got a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm there.
And then, so that's kind of just like how Michelle Rayne came about. And it was like one of those things that I actually like didn't tell him about. I kind of just did it on the side. And then...
Wait, don't just... I just kind of did it on the side.
Yeah.
What do you mean you just kind of did it on the side without him knowing?
Let me grab my drink.
So I was like, okay, I need to find a way to make extra money. Like I'm very much entrepreneur. Like I don't like to just have all of my eggs in one basket. So I was like, okay, let me get on, I think it was like Twitter or something like that. And I was seeing like FinDom pop up and like girls like getting just extra money from guys. And I was like, fuck yeah.
I want in.
So I made a Twitter and Michelle Rayne, Goddess Rayne was like that name. And I wanted something that was very kind of close to my name. Yeah. So, but you're not, you know, so like privacy. And so, that's where like the Michelle van comes in, because I would have guys like send me stuff to like a PO box, so I would needed a name for them to,
Let's go.
This is good.
We are fucking 5 minutes.
Okay,
in.
so how did he then?
So he was at work
scrolling.
Oh
Twitter,
no! And I get a message, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Wait, can we say who he is in the background really quick?
Okay, so that's actually my husband.
Okay,
in the background.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. And so he was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like blowing up my stuff, and here I am, I'm like, "Fuck," you know, because I didn't want it to. I wanted it to be something before he found out, because I didn't want to be like making only like $20.
Like this shit, $20. I got you.
Yeah.
You wanted to be like, I got 2 G's.
Yeah.
In one day.
Yeah. And so he was at work and he was texting me, and so I like just came clean about it. And like one of my friends at the time, like her brother was like sending me like coffee money and like money and stuff like that, and I was like flirting with him, so like that like it became like a thing too. So I don't know if you want to hop in.
I love this.
About it.
I think you're telling it good.
I love this.
So
it's good.
Yeah, and then he was like, I honestly just wish you would have told me about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I just,
How long had you been doing it before he like?
Oh gosh, it wasn't long.
Oh, okay.
He was like, I was like, why the fuck are you on there?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like, how did you find it?
I don't know. I don't think he even told me. I think it was just like,
yeah. How did you find out?
I was just scrolling.
Well, and see, like, our dynamic has always been like a dom sub relationship. So
who's who?
I'm the dom. He's more of the sub.
We also had like FetLife before.
And yeah, we did have
FetLife, but it was never monetized. It was always just like for fun.
Okay. We've had FetLife for years, and it has done nothing for us.
Yeah.
We haven't met anyone. We've been to one event in Miami, and it was super weird and cringy. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, it was nothing.
So are you in the lifestyle as well?
So we like dabble in the lifestyle as well. So we're more so in the beginning, we were very dom sub, but now we're kind of like you've said in the past, it's like your menu, it like graduates into something else. Yeah. So we're kind of like more in the lifestyle now in the past like 2 years where we like play with others.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a stag vixen, but like still cuck dom.
Yeah.
It really just depends on the situation.
Yeah. I like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Dang. So how did you realize that this is the dynamic, that you are a dom, that you are essentially a sub? Like,
so I have stories.
Yeah. How did we get here?
I was ready for
So we've been together since 2012. So we've been with each other a really long time. And so we were at his house one day, and he's like, I have something to show you. And I was like, okay. And he pulls out like this briefcase full of like whips and chains and shit like that. And I was like, what is that? I was like, no. And it was like shockers and stuff like that. Like, he wanted me to shock him. And I'm like, I can't do that. Yes. I was like, I'm not doing that. And then, so he kind of just like started like getting me into it. And I've always been like more on the dominant side, where I have like a very like dominant personality and like bitchy personality. And I come off sometimes as a bitch. So like, I knew kind of that I could get into it.
Yeah.
And then I started like tying him up, and I think he had like maybe some handcuffs or some shit like that, and then he had like bed ties as well. So I would like tie him to the bed. And
one of the things that helped too was 50 Shades came out during this
time.
That's
around when we started.
We could talk about that, and it would be a little bit more easier to talk about and bring it up, because you could, hey, let's go see this movie. Hey, let's try that when we get home.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because that's almost the same thing with ours. Yeah. Like, ours happened around the same time, and we didn't quite know what we were, and that movie kind of helped us into that.
And then he showed up with the bed straps and all of that, right?
Yeah.
And I think he tried it on me once, and I was like,
you're like, no,
nope.
the same for me.
The same for me.
It's like the same for me. I like the choking and I like the slapping of the ass, but I was like, when it comes to like being tied up, I don't like not having control of it. So then I was like, okay, well, now I realize that I need more control. And then we started going and getting like different toys off Amazon and stuff like that, trying different things. I'm not really sure how we got into like chastity. Maybe because we've had at least like 100 chastity cages off of Amazon, and then we finally started buying like the really nice ones. Yeah. So we did that. And then where I would like fuck with him and like tease him and all that stuff, and not let him like come at all. So yeah, it really got into it, and then like I would start doming him and then putting that on OnlyFans to make extra money.
And they liked it.
And they loved it. So it's like, okay, you know, like I can really make some extra money off of this. And then it really wasn't until I really put my personality and my doming into OnlyFans where I started making like buku bucks. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, so people like the variety, you know, like they like to come to my page like, oh, so one day I want to get my shit rocked, and then the next minute they
know they can find it all in one spot.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's cool because especially as I get older, I am the dom. Like she's the sub. It's who we are, to how it works.
Yep.
And it's how we are naturally. But there are some times when I want some different shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I can imagine going to your page and being able to see both sides of it. See you be the regular, you know, hot wife or hot woman that's getting fucked, you know, and then flipping around tomorrow, I see you pull out the whips and chains.
Yep.
So I have a chastity cage. We got it. Shit, probably.
Ooh, tell me more.
We got it maybe like 10 or so years ago.
Like probably the first year we kind of
on some random shit. I was like, man, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not me. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not me whatsoever.
Yeah. He liked it.
When I just having it on, like the feeling, the sensation was crazy.
Not being able to touch yourself.
I'm not even touching. She's not even touching me or anything. Just having it on, just driving to work. I was going crazy. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And so we try to do it, you know, here and there. We kind of forget, but I say the biggest step we took, we wore to the beach, to the nude beach.
Okay, was that recent?
No,
or
no.
Okay.
That was difficult for me because I'm this, you know, I was bigger then, big muscular, tattooed black guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have this machismo. We go into the nude beach, and it was new people at the nude beach. It was tourists at the nude beach.
Okay.
And it was also black girls who don't understand this lifestyle, don't understand seeing this guy in a cage, you know, and for me, it's typically you're at the beach, it's like, here's your opportunity to shine. So it was a little weird for me to be there in this cage on motherfucking shrimp, completely locked up, but
we like it.
Yeah. It's different. It's definitely different. I don't have any problem with it. I would do it more. I would definitely do it.
He definitely would like me to be a dom more. I'm just not comfortable with it.
It's just not who she is.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like something that you almost have to like, you know, ease yourself into. Like mine didn't come naturally for me in the beginning. I would say, like, I did a lot of like research and stuff like that. So eventually, like, the more that you do it, the better you become at it. So,
like if she had to have a whip and be a dom to me, she'd probably say some of the lamest shit ever.
I think if I did get there, it would be amazing and bad in the same way.
Well, and see, like when we session, like I make sure, you know, like we almost make it a day. So it's like a Friday or a Saturday. And we lead up to it where we're like, I'll put like a chastity cage on him, or maybe not even so, but like I'll like tease him and get him into that like subspace. And the less brattier that he is, I've noticed like the easier it is for me to tap into that dom space. I've found that like the brattiness isn't really like my forte.
Like I'm not only gonna say it once. I'm not gonna say
like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like I'm telling you to do things, you need to do it. I can't go off script at this point.
Exactly. We're in it.
Yeah.
Today is the day.
Yeah, and so you know, like we kind of ease into it, and then by that day, we're both like ready to rock and roll, and we both of us almost get to that point where we like black out. Like, so like when we're in the middle of the session, like I'll record it and stuff like that. And just like I can tell with his like body language and the way that he looks at me and like the way that his eyes glaze over. Just like all of that sort of thing. And then it helps me like talk into like my role and stuff like that. And there will be shit on there that I don't even remember saying. He's like, do you remember saying that? I was like, no.
Yeah.
You know, so basically it's so cool because it's kind of like you black out and you're in that mode.
It's cool that you get to get into that zone.
Yeah.
And it's also cool that you get to get into that zone with your partner.
Yeah.
Right? It's one thing to be doing it for the camera, but we're doing what we want to do.
Right.
What we like to do. And the camera just happens to be here.
That sounds like our like how we do things. Yeah. Like I was just telling you before we start filming. It's just who you are. It's natural. You're not putting on a show just to make money. And that's why it's so great. And that's why people love you, is because it is natural. They can see that, you know. They can go to your page
see that.
and they can see this is her. Yeah. And they can go to somebody else's page and probably see that they're putting on an act.
Like they're uncomfortable.
Right.
They don't
like,
really
it's scripted, right?
Yes.
So I love that it's you and it's natural and it's what you guys do.
And like I've done stuff on camera because people want me to dom them. But there's been times where like, say it was a female, I'm like, but their partner wanted it. Like I could tell that she didn't really want it. And it made it very uncomfortable for me because I'm like, okay, you know, like I want to get into my role and I really want this video to be like popping, but like at the same time, like I can tell that you're not really into it. So it kind of made it, you know, not so much fun. Whereas like when it's with him or whatever, I'm in that full mode all the time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
That brings me to my next question. How do you choose who you play with or
Dom? How do they get a session?
So typically I like vet them and I like to be comfortable with them. Yeah. Usually, I mean, they have to tell me like their full name and all of that sort of thing. And I kind of like go through like a little mini background check and stuff like that. And I don't know, I like to really know everything about them before I just like go in and dom them. Like I like to know what they really love as far as like kinks go, what they don't love, and like a couple of things that like they want to experience. And so that's kind of like how
this is an amazing session for them then. You
know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm guessing these guys are losing their freaking minds when they see how good you are at this, and not necessarily good at being a dom, but because you're taking the steps to understand them and what they like and what they want. Like, what is the conversation like
You're
afterwards?
not like just taking their money and run it, you know, and okay, here we go.
And I've got that in the past where it's like, okay, you have these doms that are having these conversations with the submissives, but at the same time, they're almost like dragging it out so that they can just get more money from them, and then they like block them or
Dang.
Yeah, so the submissive is basically like wanting a collab or like a session with the dom, but they're really not into it or like into wanting to do that. So I've ran into that many times.
Crazy.
Damn, that's crazy. So that explains the names, because that was I'm
because we were going. I was like, Midwest Baddie. And he's like, no, you mean
Michelle Rayne, right?
I'm like, no, I'm like, look, this is the Instagram I have. And he's like, well, this is what I have.
I know, I have like 30 Instagrams
I know.
for marketing.
I'm like, so this one's real because this one has 267,000 followers, and yours that you're following is only 60.
Well, that's a great segue because obviously you have significant success on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, you know. What strategies are you using to grow your platforms, because you're at over 274K on IG, and for us, like, she's been stuck on 11. You know, I've been stuck.
11.
Yeah, she just got to 11.
That just happened.
Yeah.
And now I'm stuck
now
again.
we
But I
died.
was on like 9,000 for like 6 years.
Yeah.
So are you on TikTok too?
No.
So a lot of my TikToks, so I have 5 phones all together. Yeah. So that's why he was like, which phone?
I was like, she must have 2. No, 5.
And then I have an iPad and a computer. So, so every phone you can have like 8 Instagrams and 8 TikToks or something like that. So I have a lot of my TikToks just they go to like Instagram. So anytime like a TikTok pops off, they're able to like go right to my Instagram, which will lead them to like my links and stuff like that. But that's a lot of the time why my Instagrams do pretty good, is because they're all linked.
They're all linked to TikTok.
And I think it was back in like, I feel like Instagram has changed their algorithm a lot lately, and I can't get like anything to pop off. Yeah. So it's really hard to grow on Instagram. Pop off,
they take that shit down.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that's how I got to 11,000 finally, because I had one video pop off and then they took that shit down.
She's got like 12 videos under the can't promote thing.
Yeah.
That are nothing.
It's not showing anything. It's just can't promote it for some reason.
Usually when that happens, I just delete all those videos and then I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. I know. It sucks. It sucks because it's good. It's really good photos and shit, you know?
Yeah, there's one that I had. It was just me and him in the car, and he was like literally just going like this to me, and it got like 5 million views, and I had like 200 subs that day on OnlyFans, and I was like, and then they took it down.
And you're like, fuck.
But then it was still up on like my other accounts too, so I was like, fuck it, I'm running with it.
Go.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
I want to backtrack though a little bit.
Sure.
So, family.
Yep.
You guys are way too popular to not have somebody that's seen
let's hear it.
Because we've all gone through it.
I don't even have to ask the questions.
We've all gone through it.
Bring that up?
I want to know. Wait, I want to know
who saw it.
How and
what they do.
Yeah, all of it. I don't even know the question.
I think it's just to the point, like, I think they know, but I just say it's better if you don't ask, if we just don't tell.
Yes, like my brother and my brother, his brother, they all know and they're fine with it. They're cool. They're like, make your money however you want.
Yeah.
What about the first phone call? I don't like the first. Oh fuck.
It wasn't actually a family member. It was someone else. And
it was
totally unrelated that, said something about it, which granted, really, I take with a grain of salt, but it just made us like realize, okay, let's look a little bit more into it and be mindful of
what we're doing.
Well, and I was like freaking out. So I like downloaded this program onto my computer and I literally like swiped through all of my ex and deleted like everything because I was like, fuck. And then like on some of my accounts,
you get these like red flag modes where you just,
I do, and I get so anxious. And
I'm like, fuck. The next day you're like, damn.
It was because we live in kind of like a small town, so everybody was finding out, and it was talk of the town and everything like that. So we were like, fuck, okay. So then we had to have a conversation because we have kids. So we had that conversation with them, and they're like, fuck it, it's fine. They're older. They're high school.
Okay.
We're like, we had that conversation and they were like, well, whatever. And then he goes, my friends already have seen your TikToks. They just think you're hot. And I was like, okay.
And that's the thing. We try to have where you actively have to find something. You have to go out there
and look for that.
Look for it. Yeah.
So it's not just blatantly out there.
Right.
So there's a level of like privacy put behind it. So if you do see something, that's on you.
You win.
Exactly.
That's what I always say. If they saw it for me, because like my Instagram is almost not like yours is obviously, but you don't show like tits and ass and that
it's just more like skits and things being said, And
then you gotta go to OnlyFans and you gotta go to Twitter and you gotta, you know what I'm saying, like where other creators are.
It's pretty obvious what they're doing.
And that's so a lot of so a lot of my friends do like the flash trend where they like flash their titties and stuff like that.
That's the one that got taken down on mine. That's like when it first started.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking
I know.
man.
Yeah.
I was like every second I was getting followers. I don't know how the fuck that shit made it. But okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of why like I don't do those because I know they'll do really good, but I've kind of shown like a little pussy lip.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, my talking ones do pretty good as it is.
Yeah, they do really good.
Yeah.
So I'm
but
like, I'll
people are looking for you anyway, so you don't need to do that. You know? Like, the other, you know, people are looking for that.
Yes.
So that's cool. That's cool that your kids are cool.
Yeah.
And your family.
I also think it's just a time because the kids growing up now aren't the same kids that we
I agree,
like when we grew up, right? So they are in a time of nudity.
Yep.
Of, you know, seeing it all on Instagram and stuff,
they see way more
and knowing about OnlyFans and stuff. Like, this was all crazy and taboo for us, you know? So we had the same conversation with our kids as well, and they were like,
"Yeah, they're all ours are older.
Make the money."
My kids were like, "We like nice stuff." So.
Yeah.
Well, our son was like, "Are you making money at least?" And then he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't care."
You know, not to shortchange it, but like you work around the clock. It's not just like an easy
this shit is not easy.
So she's finally 100% in this now.
Okay. Oh,
and her life has changed.
Yeah.
She works more now than she did before.
Yeah.
She's like, I've never been on my phone so much.
Yeah.
So much.
All the time.
And like email and messaging the guys back and
all
stuff
the
like
time.
that.
Just
all
keeping
the time.
up with everybody, making sure you're posting, all this shit. I'm just like, oh my God, like I never knew.
And I love it because I used to do it all.
He used to do it all and work.
So I worked. I have a 9 to 5 and I was doing everything, taking the pictures, taking the videos, editing them, posting on all the platforms, posting, you know, multiple times a day, helping respond. Hey, such and such said this. What do you want to say? Like, so her being 100% now is it's a significant weight off of my chest right now.
I suppose,
I'll gladly take it. But I get home from work and she's stressed. I can tell she is tired.
I'm tired.
She's like, listen, okay, I made 3 videos today. I responded to all the messages. I did this, I did that. You know, she is. So I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I work all the time, and there was a point in time where I was doing really good. Like, I was making a lot a month.
Did I hear? I think I was mistaken when I heard you say another 6-figure month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
school us on this.
So I don't know, just it was like really good. Everything was like popping off. Instagram was really popping off and stuff like that. So, but when that happens, you know, you're working all the time because you have so many subs coming in and they all want videos. They all want maybe customs. They all want dick ratings. So there was a point in time where I was like, go, go, go. And he's like, listen, like you need to chill. And I was stressing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because it's supposed to be, you want to bring in money, but it's supposed to also be fun.
Yeah.
Even though it's work.
Yeah, at that point it's not fun.
But yeah, when you're doing that, it's too much is the money. Yeah, it's worth it, but is it worth it? You know.
And I have like OnlyFans and Fansly too. So it was
which do you like best?
I was just thinking about this last night when I was sleeping. I'm like, you need to take some time off. I was like, I really like the concept of Fansly, and I like the fact how kink oriented they are. Like they allow like P content, and that does really good for me too.
Exactly.
And I like the fact that you can put your video on there and they can just buy the video if they want. You can do whatever. And I really wish OnlyFans would get with the times and do that same thing, because having to send out videos to guys is probably one of the most time-consuming things
That's what
that
she's not
when it comes to the
Yeah,
page.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, why?
Right.
We're all here for this. Just leave it the fuck alone.
Right. Yeah. Unless you have a free page, that's the only way to do it. So
and we had one, and it was shit.
Yeah.
It was
we
literal
actually
shit.
lost a lot of money having the free page.
Yeah, it was shit. So we got rid of it and then went back. But you're right. You probably won't understand, but the difference between the two, you can post on Fansly any video
for
any subscriber, and they can pay. On OnlyFans, if you have a page where you have a price tier, you can't post on your page and say pay to watch this. You can only do it, which is why you've been sending out the messages over and over and over. So when you get new people, you got to redo it and resend it out, and it's literally like every week you gotta whenever you get new people, because they want to, they're subscribing to see the videos. They were like, where are the videos?
So you're doing that constantly.
Constantly, and if you don't answer your messages within a timely manner, like you have people that want videos,
they
and
want it
like if
now.
Losing money.
Or like one of the things too is when they message me at 2 a.m. wanting a video, and I'm like, I was fucking sleeping.
I'm asleep,
you know?
bro.
So that part sucks, but I really like Fansly for the kink aspect and all the stuff that they allow, because OnlyFans, they used to allow it back in 2017, you know?
They used to allow it.
And then all those videos got flagged, and I had to take them all down, so I just threw them on Fansly.
They took all of our shit down. So they've been fucking with us for years. Like, they took our page away. We had a shit ton of people. I was like, I had to like get real with it. Like, yo, you are messing with revenue right now, because they even said just delete the page and create a new one. Like, this is what they told me. Like, fuck, no, we're not doing that. But I don't like, because we don't have scheduled things like, hey, come over, we're gonna sign the paperwork, we're gonna play. Like, it's lifestyle stuff versus real. So we may play and it's not intended on, but they're cool to film it. I can't post that on OnlyFans now.
Well, and that's kind of like what we came into too, is, you know, like I dommed different people, and that got taken down, and like I've fucked different people, and that got taken down, and so, and that was like years ago, so I was like, I don't have his information anymore.
I don't have his information, and it's
even stuff
nothing
like
more is a big
that.
turnoff to be like, hey, I know we're about to do this, but can you sign this paperwork?
Even so, we have like with people that have signed stuff, taken down.
Like,
well, they did that to me with him too. He had to run in like circles. Like, he was already verified on OnlyFans, and then all of a sudden they were like taking all of my dom content with him down, and I was like, what the hell? So I had to re-upload it.
Everything down,
you know, like change the video just a little bit so I could re-upload it, and then he had to like go and do his paperwork all over again and all that stuff, and that was just annoying.
It's just a mess.
Our first time, they took down 300 videos in one time.
Oh my god!
And it was all videos of me. The fucking account's in my name. Literally in my name. And they did that. I'm like, what are you doing? And they don't have an actual person. A lot of times it's a bot, and you can tell from the very generic, and I'm getting so frustrated. I even say, stop giving me generic fucking answers. I gave you a specific issue. Can I have a specific answer? Like, you can't keep taking down my videos of me, like only of me. I can't tag myself if I am Dirty Husband Roy. What the fuck do you want me to do? So I would love. So we set it up where if you sign into OnlyFans, because we know that people may sub to you, and sub to her, and sub to her, and they want to keep everything in the same place. So we'll say, hey, would you sign up, our pinned video, we will give you a free link to Fansly. And you can see
on our OnlyFans, they have access to Fansly.
And we're telling them, so any video that you may see on Twitter and whatnot, it may not be here. It probably is. But if it's not, it's 100% here on Fansly. You have a free subscription. So as long as you're a subscriber to OnlyFans, you get a free subscription to Fansly, and you get to see all of that.
Nice.
That's been working for us.
So
it just sucks because I have to make 2 videos.
You
know, because if we are playing with somebody different, or if she, like on our date nights, she always pees outside. They love to see that.
I do too.
They love to see that on date night. So I literally have to make sure it's here, there. They don't allow us to do anything outside on OnlyFans. I'm like, we go to the nude beach every week. It's okay. It's okay for the nude beach. It's not like public nudity where we're going to be arrested. So fortunately, the editing apps have gotten a little extra now, so I could remove the background on something. So like we go out, we eat, we drink. She gets naked in the car on the way home, always. I'll remove the background so you don't know it's a car. Like, people who are watching it, they know it's a car. But the AI,
I don't watch any of our videos.
She doesn't
so I
watch
have no
anything.
idea. I've never seen a video.
Really?
She doesn't watch it. But the AI that's detecting this can't tell. But then I have to make 2 videos, post 2 videos, save and store 2 videos.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah,
it is
that
a
is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I like Fansly better, but we have more people on OnlyFans.
That's just because it's comfortable.
It's what everybody has. Everybody has that. So truck life. So I've seen several trucks, and then I just saw we were painting the garage as well.
Yes.
How did you get into truck life?
Well, we've always had a truck, and then I bought a Jeep last year too, so that was kind of like part of my content, but we've always wanted a TRX, and so that's been kind of like my content with it for the past year. And then I just bought an SRT Durango, got rid of my Jeep because I just wanted something faster and more fun. Plus then we also have the side-by-sides now too.
Yeah.
So
have you always
been your house?
Right? Have you always been a car girl, or like?
I mean, we had a Camaro. We've had, I had a.
I like to go fast.
I like to go fast. Yeah. We've had dirt bikes, and then 4-wheelers, and then side-by-sides. And I had an RT Durango before my Jeep, and
I love the Durango.
We had a Durango. That's her favorite freaking car.
It's my favorite car.
I love the silhouette of that car so much.
If I ever had to step down from the Range Rover, I would definitely go back to the Durango.
Yeah.
We love that damn truck.
I love it.
So you were painting your garage for this, and so the TRX, just to make sure, this is like the Dodge Ram essentially, but the Hemi, the SRT version. I'm sorry, not the SRT version, the Hellcat version pickup, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And you don't have any because I can't have her driving. She drives like a bat out of hell, right? And I couldn't imagine if she had a Hellcat engine.
I want that.
I know you do.
You should get one.
I should.
Right off.
The kid's been wanting it, and she's like, "Yeah, get it."
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. Let's see what happens.
6-figure month.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to be like you.
Like I said, it's a write-off.
We need to so we need to circle back. School us 6-figure month. So we're doing what you said. You got.
You're staying up all day, 24 hours.
Literally.
Okay, so that's the bad side. That's the bad side of it. So we got custom videos that you're doing.
Yep.
Is that 6-figure part of your Dom sessions as well?
Yes.
Dom sessions, your OF, your Fansly.
Literally all of it combined together. Yep.
Okay. So
anything and everything.
Do you do FaceTimes and things like that?
I do. I try to like overcharge the hell out of them though, because I don't like doing them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well,
they're like, fuck it,
10 minutes, like $300. They're like,
damn.
Fine. So they're so.
Baby,
that's why I'm at 6 figures a month. Hold on.
You need to raise your price.
Yep.
You need to raise your price.
Cash meets, yep.
What's
so I'll
that?
do like a cash meet where like I'll meet somebody at like a park and ride or something like that, and then kick them in the balls and like kind of just dom them for a little bit.
Babe, step your dom game up.
And then
I think that's where the money is.
no, dude, it's straight up.
Step your dom game
Maybe
up.
I'll have to take lessons from you or something. I'll come up, drive some cars with you,
Yeah. Yep.
Step your dom game up.
Yeah, and I'll do those and make a couple $100s to a few thousand, and so it really depends. Yeah, it's just all that combined together. And if videos are hitting on TikTok and Instagram, then it makes it even better.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Speaking of that, where do you get the?
Oh my gosh, yeah. How do you? I'm like, she has like a new idea every day.
Yeah.
Like with the talking.
The talking, all of it. Like.
It's so many.
You just think of them?
I literally just think of them. I'll be sitting on the couch and I'll be like, blah, blah, blah.
And you just do it right then and there.
Yeah, I'll be like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Redo. So blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, that one works. And I'm like, hey, are you like going to be on a call in a little bit? He's like, no, I got a little time. I was like, all right, we're going to do this. Or like sometimes he'll give me a little bit of ideas too.
Yeah.
But the ones like in the car wash, those are like key. You guys need to do it together because they love that shit.
The ones in the car wash?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen
we'll be going through a car wash and I'll be like, hey, do you think I could suck you off before we get done with this? And they fucking love that.
Just that.
Yes. And like I always get people that like go on my OnlyFans, they're like, hey, do you have the video for that? And I'm like, sorry, no, unfortunately it's in public, so OnlyFans took it down.
Yeah.
There is no video.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the ones where he's in the background. It just sounds like he doesn't know what the fuck to say.
He either doesn't know what to say or
like, really? You want that instead of a blowjob? Okay.
Or he'll seem very uninterested so that it like makes guys like talk about it. And they're like, wow, he really doesn't know what's going on. And I'm like, exactly.
It sounds like
He has no clue. I haven't heard that one. I know you told me about it several times.
I don't think you've really heard any of them with him. He'll be in the background just saying, I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah.
She'll be like,
I
hey.
fucking love it. So so you just randomly come up with this shit. Like,
yeah, it's literally just like a drop of the dime. I'm like, like when we were on the way here, and
you did something,
and I was in the car, and I was like, what did I say? I said something about girl math is sitting on his face, so he shuts the fuck up. And he's like,
I like that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, just things like that.
So how do you feel about all of this, hubby? Like, and I ask just because I know how I feel when I see her. When I see her in action, it drives me crazy in a good way. It literally drives me crazy. So that reclaim is the best, right? So coming from the subspace, but as the husband, how does that work for you?
So it's kind of our dynamic. So we moved into, like she said, it kind of slowly developed from just dom sub down to like cuck holding FLR stuff. And I think so we have our own personal, cuck holding sessions, which we really enjoy. When it kind of moves into like the dom session where she has that experience, and like I'll be watching downstairs because we figured out that I don't like to be in the room. I kind of like to be by
he
myself
likes to be by himself.
But I'm watching on like a ring camera.
Oh.
And then
or like my other phone. FaceTime.
Yeah. She'll get all of it out, and then all of a sudden after that she'll come down, and like that's her second stage of it where and I'm like worked up watching it.
Man.
But then like with OnlyFans too, it's like the stuff that she does here, so I enjoy watching it. It's kind of it just works with the dynamic and it flows that way. I know at first it was a little challenging to overcome that, but after you realize that it's like, I'm into that sort of thing, and I put that aside to my my kinks or whatever, it worked out well. We like it, so.
No, that's real, especially what you said about getting over it, because even though this is something that I know that we wanted, and I wouldn't say that I was the one who started it, but I think I wanted it just a tad bit more.
Yeah.
In our very first session, I'm looking like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? What am I doing? What are we doing? But I'm hard as fuck right now. But what are we doing? This is not okay, So being able to get over that, and again, it's you guys' own thing. Like, so for me, it's a reclaim. If we're filming, I don't play as much. I let her do her thing, and I'll be recording, and then afterwards I'm there. But we've had one session where I used to travel for work.
Okay.
So, and I had somebody come over. I had her blindfolded. Somebody came over, and he walked into the house and everything. I told you just be on the bed, waiting, blindfolded. You don't know who it is or anything. And I watched on the security cameras. Okay. So I wasn't even in the house or even in the state. And I lost my mind. I came 4 times. Four times just watching. So I couldn't imagine being there, knowing that they're upstairs and that's happening. Fuck no. We've had one where she went out on a date and she came back and I was completely useless. I mean, I probably gave her 5 pumps and it was over with.
We tried that. I don't remember how that session went.
Where you met?
Where I went on that date with him?
Yeah. It wasn't the same. So we like the then you get the aftermath of it, if you want to call it. So it's like, she's worked up and everything's worked up down there. And, and I get to like enjoy that after. Yeah.
So are you like, okay, get the fuck out. My husband's upstairs. Let me go.
We actually have a really good bull, like comes over, and that's the other thing too, is I want to keep the kink separately than our life, because our life is way different. This is about lust, not love. So with this bull, we have a respectable one who he understands it. Everything they talk about is only sex. It's that time, and then he's out, he's gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And granted, it's just a good relationship, if you want to call it that. And then it's just strictly about sex. There's nothing else to it.
He's the perfect bull, and that's what
he really
we've been kind of saying with all of this. Like, I don't. As much as I want to see her get pounded into the bed, I will lose my shit if I see her holding someone's hand or talking about things that are not sex related. That's where, I know to another person it may sound insane, but that is completely where I draw the line. So having that good bull who completely understands his position in that relationship, that is just for the sex. You can come and you can do whatever fuck as we're fucking, but as soon as this fucking is over, it's time for you to go. You know, unless you're kicking and having a drink or smoking with me or something. Yeah. But it is none of that. So fortunately for me, she doesn't like really talking to people in general. You know?
Yeah.
So it's
same.
So it's not like she cares about how his day was and stuff. You know.
I'm just like, come here and fuck me.
Yeah, you just come fucking and leave. Yeah, just come fuck, leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about, or he'll be like, set up your date for this weekend or whatever. And then I'm like, I don't really want to. And then he'll be like, give me your fucking phone right now. So then he'll be like texting him. I was like, that right there is hot.
Yeah.
So,
do it again.
Yeah. And then like we just, you know, played with him, you know, not that long ago, and he like flipped me upside down. It was like eating me out and stuff like that. And he had me like face towards the camera so that he could like
that's what I'm saying. That's a good bull. So, you know your role. You're right. Yeah. Our role is to make sure that you guys are okay. You guys get exactly what you want. I just took a trip to Atlanta to help out my dad, but it was solo. So I was like, okay, this is a prime opportunity to show our followers what it's like to be a bull.
Yeah.
And our day, and so we do a day in the life series, like every week. That's our video that we post, whatever that day may be, or those couple days. So it was a day in the life of a bull, and me communicating with the bull, seeing what the husband and the wife want, you know, while playing and whatnot, making sure that I'm kind of directing, but for the husband, like all the noises she's making for him. Look at him, you know. So that's awesome that he was doing it, which is why he's saying, set up your date.
Yeah.
If you do it right, we don't need you to say anything. It's going to be us trying to make sure it happens.
We did have one, like in the beginning when we started out, and I would just go to like his house, and then I would come back, and I would film while I was there, but then I would also like, I think we put it on the screen after or something. I don't remember how we did that. But it was very much like he just wanted me to like go there and like fuck him and then have nothing to do with any part of the kink or anything. So I was like, I nipped that in the bud right away. It took a little while to find somebody we really connected with.
Yeah, I'm sure it takes.
I thought that we had somebody, so she doesn't like to play without me, right? So, but probably a handful of times in our life she has. So we've been talking about it more, and she got approached at the store, Walmart. Walmart. She's like, because she's home now, you know, she's 100% home.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, somebody.
Just shopping and shit.
Yeah. Somebody came up to me and said he just had to get my information and stuff. So, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
No, you got to finish because I have to finish because I spoke to him. Go.
So basically, I was like, oh, I'm married. He's like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, oh. Like, this is it. This is my opportunity.
She messaged me like, babe, I got one.
So balls up. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, oh, all right. Well, my husband handles all the coordinating, so I can exchange numbers with you, but you would have to set it up with him. And he was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And it was as easy as that. And that was it. And then he walked away, whatever. And then I texted him. I'm like, babe, guess what just happened? And I told him, and he's like, no.
I was at work on break. Because I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
I was like, I did it. I did it.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble because he messaged me.
He's scared.
He did. He's scared.
He
messaged me and he said, yeah, I spoke to your wife and she said that you guys are in an open relationship. I said, that's not what she said. We're swingers, right?
Yeah.
And we don't have relationships. But
we have friends.
Yeah, but we have friends and stuff. And then he said, okay, no, thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what did he?
So I don't know what the hell he wanted. I guess he thought that he was going to truly date you or something.
Because then he messaged me and I gave him your number.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was like, when can I take you out? And I'm like, oh, you have to speak with my husband. Here's his number. Here's his name. So I don't know.
I gotta find it. Shit.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird,
what
right?
The fuck did he, what did he thought? What did he think?
What did he think was going to happen? Exactly.
Damn it!
I know. I didn't tell you because I was like, she's gonna be like, fuck. I finally did it. So I said, he said I did. He said I asked her out for coffee and she told me she was married and in an open relationship. I said, yep, married, not an open relationship though. We don't date other people. We're swingers.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, never mind. Thank you for letting me know. So I don't know if I should keep pushing and like
no,
but a part of me was like no, because he doesn't know.
But
he doesn't know
like
how it works.
Like what he.
It was probably just that you were available but not available.
Yeah,
like it was the kink in that.
Yeah, especially when you said, "Oh, he doesn't." I mean, when you said, "I'm married," and then he came back like, "Oh, that's okay."
Yeah.
So me knowing about it probably had him.
He probably didn't know that he like knew about it. Maybe.
Yeah, I knew about it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in it, that's very creepy.
But he texted you.
Yeah, I guess so.
He texted me, and I gave him the number, and then he texted you. So he went even that step to be like, all right, well, let me text the husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, he texted me like 8 hours later. He was that scared. He was scared as fuck. After you told him.
Fucking let me see what this is about.
She sent me a screenshot saying he's not going to do anything. Just text him.
Yeah.
Dead silence until like the next day. So I thought that we were going to get somewhere with that.
Well. I did it.
You did. I did a little bit. I'm proud of you for that. I'm definitely proud of you for that. All right. Okay. So you guys are in this. You guys have been in this.
Yep.
Can you give the guys, because this is informative pod.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I was gonna ask.
You give people who want to get into this lifestyle, who want to get into what you're doing, some sort of blueprint. How can they do this as the wife and or the husband? How are they going to set themselves up for success?
So we kind of like, I get this question a lot on like OnlyFans or like just in life in general, that like want to get into it. And we kind of just say like, watch a porn together, like watch something that's a threesome, or watch like a cuckold video, or watch something of that sort, and kind of bounce ideas off of each other. Like you'll know right away if your wife isn't like, ugh, yikes, or whatever.
Yep.
So I feel like, like we've said, that's probably like the easiest way to bring that situation up without actually like saying the situation. Because, like when you're trying to like get that information out, it's kind of like, ugh, like it's hard to like say it out loud, you know? Or like, I've had guys ask me like, how can I get my wife to dominate me, or how can I have her go and do this? And I'm like, just watch a porn like that with her and see like
her reaction.
See like how she does with it. Maybe she'll say, not right now, or maybe she'll say, I'll think about it.
Or oh, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah,
and then you'll know.
And then you'll know. Yeah. So I feel like that's like the easiest way to bring it up to your spouse and kind of get into it. Like we didn't do like the cuckold thing. Oh gosh, it was quite a while. Maybe I think it took like 2 or 3 years or something like that. Really? And I kind of just like brought it up here and there because I was like, okay, this is kind of like a kink that I want to explore, but it's fucking somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how am I going to bring this up? And, there was just like, I don't even remember how we got into it fully, but we're just like, okay, we can. And then, I think it was because I was talking to somebody that I was like comfortable with, and it was like a friend, which was the guy that I would go to his house. And so that's kind of how we like opened that door to it. But I mean, even just like putting little things here and there,
Yeah.
I like that. That's honestly the same thing, because we get the same question. How can I get my wife to even say that I want to see her have sex with somebody else? Yeah. And the first thing I always say is just send her a clip. Like, it's the easiest way. It's a non-committal. It's like, man, guess who sent me this? Or check this out. If she responds with some what the fuck, you know that this is probably a conversation you don't need to have. She's not in it.
And we do it with our porn too. Like sometimes he'll be like, can you do this to me? And I'm like, fuck yeah, that was super hot. Or there's sometimes where I'm like, that's wild. We need more toys.
We need more toys.
So speaking of wild, it's time for the You Know Who You Are section of the pod, right? So you know who you are. This is a very small network. It's a very small community. Obviously, at Exotica, we see the same people every year, right?
Yeah.
And you guys' movements, you guys' past, you guys' stories. Give us some sort of story or something. Some story that you guys have experienced in this. The point is, you know who you are, so you don't have to say their name.
Okay. So this was like a few years back. I I got this message on Twitter from this guy that wanted me to dom him. Yes. And he lived fairly close to us. So I was like, you know, I could definitely do that. And this was like probably one of my first ever like doming another person. And so
you met him first, though. There was a chastity lockup beforehand, so we did meet him before.
That's right.
We're not just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the you know who you are. Okay.
Yes. So our thing is like park and rides or like really like abandoned buildings or whatever. So we went to this abandoned building.
Where the fuck can we see these videos? I need
I've
to
never seen that.
Right?
I believe it is on.
I'm about to sub right now. Okay,
but I have to double check. Yep. So we went to this abandoned building and we met him there. He wanted me to lock him up in chastity. And so I was like, okay, let's go ahead and let's do that. So I met him there. He brought a chastity device with the lock, and then he had one key and then I had one key. His one key is obviously just in case he has anything that he needs to take it off for. So yeah, I locked him up there, and I was playing with the key, and I was like tapping his balls, and I was like fucking with them. And so we had made like a little clip video of that. And then it was probably like a week or two later, something like that. I went to his house, and that was weird at first for me because I was like, fuck, I'm going into somebody's house and he's like, the door's open. I'm in this bedroom waiting for you. And I was like, okay, you know, and
where were you?
You see me, I turned right there. Where the fuck were you?
I was
filming.
I was recording, and I'm going in there like, you know.
Oh, you were there.
I'm treading cautiously as I walk through these buildings. I've seen movies. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but hey, here we go. Because we didn't tell anybody. Obviously, can't tell anybody we're going to do this.
Yeah.
So it's like,
hey, Mom, guess what?
And I was a little stoned at the time, too. So,
oh, that's even worse.
So I had anxiety, and I was like,
I was so I
was trying to keep cute.
Yeah, I was like trying to be hard and stuff, and I was like I was like, my anxiety is like going through the roof and stuff. And so he has like his restraints on. He's on his bed and he's blindfolded already because he didn't want to like see anything. So I'm like, okay. He had all of his toys on the dresser, so I like picked out like some whips and stuff like that, and I started like whipping him, and then I took the restraints and I pulled them like super tight. And then I was like kind of like beating the shit out of his balls, and I got on top of his face and started like sitting on his face and doing some breathe play with him. And here I am, I'm like still high as fuck. And I was like, am I on his face too long?
Did I kill him?
You're overthinking at this point.
I'm overthinking everything at this point. And I was like, fuck, I hope this is good for him because and I think I like played with his nipples and stuff like that, and I like stroked his dick in the cage, and it was kind of like a quick little like teaser dummy thing or whatever. And then I was like, okay, you don't get to come today, and then I loosened the straps.
Get the fuck out of here.
What?
You didn't loosen the straps.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Maybe a little bit.
But so we're like leaving or whatever, and I was in the car, and I was like, did I loosen the straps enough for him?
How's he gonna get out?
I was freaking out.
I can only imagine like you in the car.
No, I was literally freaking out. I was like, I don't know if I loosened the straps enough. I said, do we need to go back? He's like, I ain't going back. And that was like, okay, maybe next time I don't get high. And
you texted him.
I texted him.
Okay.
He didn't respond.
Oh, did he respond?
He wasn't responding. So there was a point. I'm like, maybe he's just doing his thing after or whatever.
Yeah.
I said, you know, getting it out of that space, but there was a long pause. And I'm like, she's sitting there worrying for maybe
I was freaking out, but. Yeah, and then he finally texted me. He's like, no, I was good. He was like, I was just coming down from everything. And I was like, oh, fuck, thank God. Because I couldn't imagine, like, having to go back to this guy's house, walking in his house, and he's still there.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you're safe.
He's like, no, help me. That's fucking awesome.
So after that, I was like, okay, I need to be like more responsible, but
I can see you two like.
We were like,
I can imagine what that ride home was like.
Yeah. In the car.
Well, and we only lived maybe 5 blocks away from him at the time, so it wasn't like crazy.
So you can go back.
Yes, I could go back if I wanted to, but like going into
Who wants to go back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
And it was kind of like nerdy too, and so it's like,
I haven't heard from my neighbor in a while.
I shut up.
Yo.
Oh my god,
bro! What? They're like, okay, we'll go check, and he was still there. Like
that was one of our best.
That's
you know
probably,
who you are.
that's it. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was fucking awesome. That was
I did not expect that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, the abandoned building things. You just like fuck it. I'm going in here.
No, like I don't want to like put that information out there. But it was a building that was very, it was very like, So
that's cool.
But we were worried like we were going to get like indecent exposure or something by like the cops. So we're like, what if they have like,
that's what I was thinking about. Like, they drive by and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
And then he was freaking out the whole time because he's like, I don't want to get caught. I don't blame you. Yeah, it was fun.
Listen.
And now we like think back and we're like, damn, we got ourselves in some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But that's the cool stories that you guys
those are the
always
best
have.
ones.
Yeah. That is awesome, man. All right. Listen, with that one, travel updates.
So Key is going to be in Orlando in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Solo.
If there is any other bull scenarios you guys want and or need, we can I think our people liked it a lot.
Yeah.
They liked their video, so we can do that. Yeah.
And then we have XBiz coming up in May in Miami. That's home for us, so we will be there. If anybody else is going to be there, DM us and let us know. And we also will be attending Exotica Miami in June. Yeah. I think those are...
Yeah, that's it. We told that we would be outside, and we are outside. We are making a conscious effort to get our asses outside, to get to all the shit. We're here. To get to these events for you guys. Any travel for you guys or anything?
I haven't completely decided if I'm going to Exotica, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Nothing in the books so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We always want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Tazzle. Sent us some cool ass gifts. You guys saw the reel. Got a video coming for that one, and they're sending more and more and more. So every week we'll be showing new products from them. TheTazzle.com is a dope sex store, and they hook us up with all the cool stuff. So I'm pretty sure we should, for this episode, cages. What else do you guys need? Whips, cages, whips. I don't know about nipple charges, nipple clamps.
Electrodes.
All the electrodes, all that. You guys use our code DHR at checkout for your 15% off. If you're into wearing chastity cages, I'm telling you guys, try it out. It's something different. Shout outs. You got any shout outs, Big?
I don't have any shout outs.
I'm shouting out you.
Thank you.
You're doing an excellent job being full-time Mrs. DHR. I was worried a little bit at first. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. I was, because I've been doing things a certain way, my way, for a long time. Like, I've been building this shit, you know. So.
I understand, and I understand how it is for somebody to take over, because I like things done a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm doing them. You know, so I can understand that. But appreciate you.
Heck yeah.
Any shout outs for you guys?
No.
You ain't got to. Shout out to you guys for coming here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I know
Thanks for having us.
You guys are busy. Like, you guys are really, really 100% in this.
Yeah.
So to stop what you're doing and come sit with us for a little bit, we definitely appreciate that. For shizzle.
All right.
And with that, and with that, there's another episode of the Our Life
Style
podcast. Key and Sky, our lovely guest. Thank you, Michelle Rayne, Michelle Van, Midwest Baddie, all fucking
whoever you want her to be at the moment.
6 figures a month. This is who it is right here. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming. With that, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Fuck yeah, babe.
Yeah, I gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
I gotta pee too.
That story was fucking insane. I love it. I fucking love it.